Alright, I believe everything is set up and working now. I am ready to go. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another Space Engineer stream. I'm just going to be kind of doing the same thing as before, where I'm slowly expanding the moon base and getting ready to come up with a plan for what I actually want to accomplish in this new city. Started out mostly just trying to learn the new Apex survival update, but kind of interested in really getting a good long run going again, because it's been a while since I've committed to this game. Alright, let me go ahead and hit continue game, just pick up where we last left off. Alright. Looks like... I don't see a body signal. I must have died and lost my good tools at some point. Not a big issue though, because I should have the locations for all the ore deposits nearby to be able to make the second or third tier tools if I want them. In fact, speaking of, let me see if I can just go ahead and do that now. Oh, interesting. They made it to where you actually upgrade the tools with the material instead of outright crafting new higher tier tools. It's actually kind of cool. Have any cobalt? Why is it not pulling the cobalt? Oh, it's all in the basic assembler, maybe that's why. That's exactly why. Kinda has me feeling like, since we have the big assembler, I can just go ahead and get rid of the harder basic assembler if it's gonna mess with the production queue priority like that. property, I do. I do want to replace that interior turret, or maybe position it somewhere a little bit better, because last couple times I was playing, we were getting the meteor showers impacting on the moon, and I was very concerned that one of them was going to slam into my tiny base and blow the whole thing up. I'm hoping that at least one little interior turret should help protect against that until I get some better defenses online. Extending a little walkway here so that when I slap this turret down it should have better overall view of the sky, but it still needs to be connected to the main platform to be able to share power with it. Okay. Doubt I'm going to have any large ships or stations or anything coming by my little platform here, but still want to toggle it off to not waste ammo on things. Mostly just want that starter turret to defend against meteors or incoming rockets. Looking at the Earth there, it should hopefully be sunrise on the moon here at some point soon, and then that should turn on my algae farms so that I can start to produce some food again. I'm at 7 and I'm possibly going to starve again before I'm able to start food production again. Forgot that last time I left off I had already built the framework for the drill here for the platform. I'm just going to build the drill and this first piston, push it down to start collecting stone. And hopefully I should be able to just kind of stay here at the base for a while expanding without having to go out and hand mine too much ore. So, up one here. Go ahead and turn that drill on. Let's start auto-collecting stone underneath it. I'm gonna want to adjust this very carefully. That's too fast, too fast. Go with 0.15 for now. Turn that back on and make sure it's going at an okay rate. And yes, that is plenty of stone to get started on refining. I'm I'm just going to let it go until the drill capacity is full here. Okay, and I don't know if I have enough material, but the plan for this is that as the drill mines the stone, once I finish building the rest of these the pipe and piston blocks, it'll be able to just pump the stone directly from the drill inventory into the platform and auto-refine. It's not going to work until I finish all of these pieces. So I may have to manually transfer the stone from the drill to the platform for now while it refines. Just enough to get the piping done. Nicker says, clean your spacesuit, it smells like beer and a bag of chips. Hey, that's not true, okay? Because the only thing that I've had to eat in this game is little packets of kelp crisp, so I smell like algae and kelp, alright? You can smell me from headquarters. Please drink a lot of water, spaceman. See, the problem is, I'm just gonna die because I don't have food or water.
Critical.
See?
Low health. Energy low.
Thankfully, as long as I don't run out of power, I'll be able to constantly respawn here the remains of my little starting rover. But I noticed last time I was playing that with the new Apex Survival update, they added active buffs. I saw that after surviving for a little while that I had increased speeds on most actions, like movement speed, welding speed, and all that. I'm not sure how you get those stacking up. I assume it's just not dying on repeat. But I I didn't look into the update really before I started playing again, so I've already died quite a few times to starvation, and I'm thinking radiation. So with the mod that I'm using for the HUD, I'm not sure if it shows the radiation or not. And of course I died and starved right before the sun came up so that my algae farms could start producing again. Say, space engineers have buffs now? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Like I said, I think it's just survival. Like the longer you survive without dying, you get slight benefits to like all your little speed actions, how fast you build, how fast you run, and it seems like they just fully reset whenever you die. So now it makes food and survival more important than just letting yourself die and respawn on repeat. I don't think the buffs are really critical at all to be able to play the game if the base values haven't been adjusted. It's kind of an extra benefit if you do focus on the survival aspects. Sure, as I play more I'll figure out how much they impact things and how they work. It is refining, it's still producing. Yes, I can see the construction components slowly ticking down. Despite the fact that I did get a ton of stone, I'm going to go do 1 or 2 batches of iron mining, just to speed up the process on getting the conveyor pipes built.
Inventory full.
Discovered independent prospectors. Armed mining tender. The storage depot over there doesn't specify what kind of storage. Tempted to go check it out and see if it has either building parts or rare ores or something. Though it will likely just kill me as soon as I try to approach if I'm not careful. I think my idea is, or well, my temptation is to go and check it out before I start crafting and eating the food again, because I don't want the food to be wasted if I do die again.
Your health is low.
I'm gonna grab a tiny bit of cobalt again, because I'm gonna need that for metal grids for some of the more advanced buildings. Oh, looks like the assembler finished while I was off doing the iron mining anyway. Hey, you're still thinking about getting Dead Rising 2? I played the first Dead Rising just an absolute ton. I still love it, I still like to play it. I never actually stayed with the franchise though. I played the second one some, but I think by the third one I just quit following the franchise. Felt like the further down the line they went, the further of a departure it was from what made the original so good. Different vibes as they continue to add stuff to the new games. But I mean, the first and second one, from what I remember, are both still very good. Give me 1 sec here. Pause the game for a second. Realizing that the chat doesn't seem to be showing up on the stream. I thought I had set up a little window for it, but for some reason it seems to not be working. I'm gonna take a quick second to see if I can fix it, but if not, it's not a big issue. Yeah, it seems to not want to work right now, but I'm not going to let myself stress about it. I'll just try to fix it next time I start the stream up. Grab stone. Shouldn't need too much more iron. I'm also going to go ahead and turn this drill off. There we go. That should put it at the top of the list, and I hope it'll actually prioritize that one every time I open the page now. I don't know why it keeps trying to default to the survival kit whenever I hit the production tab. Like that. I think those will be the last 3 pieces of the piping.
Low health.
Go ahead and remove all those. Need 661. Alright. One more load of iron should be enough to finish the piping, and then the drill should just be able to automate ore mining and stone mining and refining for me. Alright, there's only 2 minutes left on that unknown signal. I'm gonna fly out there and grab that instead real quick. If this has anything interesting on it. Ooh, it's got solar panels, which means it's likely to be the kind that could fly away from me. It does have a thruster on it and power, but it doesn't seem to actually be flying away. Go ahead and claim that grid. Neat little satellite design.
Energy low.
Mark this, but with my power being low, fuel being low, oxygen being low. Fly back to the base for now. Refuel. My algae farms have hopefully created enough that I should be able to get some food to not starve again. Then I'll come back and grind that thing up in a minute. Or I can die from a collision because I'm dumb and didn't slow down fast enough.
Health low.
Either way.
Energy low.
Go, energy is refilled. Grab a little bit of extra health here. Now I guess I fly out there, grab the parts from that. Yeah. I was thinking I could mine some iron, bring it back and let it refine while I'm grinding it, but not a huge issue. I don't think the extra minute or two that I would have saved is worth it.
Meteor storm inbound.
Meteor storm inbound, well. Let's hope that my base is safe down there with the little turret to protect it. These solar cells are actually going to give me a quick little head start on getting solar power set up for my base, because I should probably check the batteries when I get back and make sure I'm not burning through all the power. If I run out, I will essentially have to restart because the entire base will become depowered, and I won't be able to respawn at it very easily. Also won't be able to craft anything if the base has no power. Looks like we had exactly enough inventory space to be able to carry that whole thing. That was pretty convenient. I was worried about it because the solar cells and some of the other stuff can take up quite a bit of volume. Ooh, but that actually... I didn't realize that came with thruster components. And that means I can actually use those to build a little small flying ship. That's going to be significant since I haven't found any other sources of platinum yet. Meal pack banana beef. A culinary crime in a wrapper. That's an excellent description. Also forgot that the unknown signals could drop actual food packets instead of just seeds. So that's probably a good idea to grab those before I get an algae farm set up. Oh wow, the fill value was set as question marks, but that filled my food from like 10 to 100. That's fantastic. The kelp crisp packets that I was talking about earlier only have been refilling about 12 at a time. And just like that, it auto-emptied the drill, put all the stone into the refiner. Or I tell this to go full automated. Okay, looks like I've still got a decent amount of power left to go ahead and turn this on. Alright, there we go. Automated resource gathering. If it is just stone, which is pretty inefficient, but when it's fully automated with a large drill, it's still kind of worth it in the early game. Take off that extra basic refinery for now because I actually don't want two of them running and sucking the power even more. Go ahead and figure out where I want to put these. I'll be honest, it's kind of tempting to just slap them on the side of the piston here. So, what I've seen, the sun is kind of traveling in this direction, right over us and above the earth there. I think the best bet would actually be to go ahead and turn them on their side, like the algae producers. Of course, those don't count as attachment points. Huh. Roll wheel doesn't seem to want to work for changing those. Okay, solar panel doesn't seem to interfere with that at the moment. It's already at max extension, so it's not going to be gathering much more. Exactly why I built the piston at the top. Now I should be able to go ahead and retract this all the way. Now I can just use the top piston to push it forward a bit, try to hit a new straight path down. And speed up a little. Perfect. Go. I'm glad I did not hit reverse immediately. I was still set to high speed, it would have just rammed the drill into the ground and possibly broke the piston. There we go. Go ahead and push this one forward. Come on, game. I light the piston. The solar panel. I'll try to push it a little more forward as it's going. The drill has a decent radius on it, so it doesn't actually have to be right up against the empty space. Basic refinery seems capable of keeping up with the speed of that, okay.
Energy low.
There we go, that's one panel producing. I'm going to go ahead and queue up the rest of the parts I'll need for a few extra pistons, because I'm going to be expanding this pretty quickly. Got 2 more kelp packets for when my food starts to get low. That banana beef, despite the fact that it's a crime in a wrapper, was extremely helpful to get my food filled for a while. That was way closer than I wanted it to be. I almost rammed right into that thing. Probably would have killed myself and pushed it off out into space with the impact. I'm always adamant about telling other people to aim slightly off target when you're flying a spaceship, but I frequently forget I should do the same thing when I'm flying in a spacesuit. I'm not sure what caused it to rotate. Meal pack expired slop. This stopped being food a long time ago. Fill value question marks on that makes me think it's negative 100 and probably also negative 100 health or something. Rolling crossbones and expired does not sound like that's usable at all. I did find on some of these little pods some seeds for fruits and vegetables. Oh, there is a gyro in the middle, I just couldn't recognize it, I guess. Alright, that top piston is at max extension. Go ahead and push this thing down one more time and then probably redesign the majority of this whole arm and drill head. The main idea for the upgrade is going to be to basically just put more drills connected to this in a line, and then use this rotor here to rotate them in a circular pattern so that it can carve out a large, like, wide section as it goes down. And I'm gonna make it taller so I can put a couple more pistons on it to be able to push it deeper as it goes too. Just gonna carve out a massive hole in the moon here. Alright, all my energy and fuel's refilled. Check the solar panels, make sure they're working effectively, and check the charge rate of the batteries. Panels are producing very slowly, and according to this I am still consuming more energy than I'm producing. So that will be a mild problem. If I scout around, I did find the ice deposit over there, and I believe if I look at my GPS coordinates, I have a second one marked. Entirely incorrect. Only got the one marked. But I could build a hydrogen engine and use ice to be able to produce the hydrogen fuel for the engine to make pretty good amounts of power. But it does require non-stop ice as a fuel source. I'm just kind of taking a moment here to decide what exactly I want to do with this platform, or if I want to go with a different base design that I can start on instead of expanding this. Part of me is tempted to skip ahead to a large refinery. Basically, just, we'll call it a proper setup. I'm kind of liking the idea of a moon base where I've got... not sure of the best way to describe it. I mean, it's kind of like the standard, I'm not sure what the terminology might be, but separate individual buildings connected by enclosed hallways. Possibly leaving this drilling platform as is, expanding it to be able to mine more here at the base if necessary, because I think a drill platform is always a nice little feature of any base on a planet or celestial body. I'm kind of thinking maybe make a little storage room here for like the stone and things. Expand it back a little this way to add in refining and component assembling. And having a couple of little enclosed walkways with glass rooftops. And a walk between the different things inside of a pressurized enclosed base. I think it would look better and probably be more fun to build, but a large centralized building is probably more effective for actually sorry, I lost my train of thought. I think a large building with everything kind of put into it would be faster and easier. What I was thinking. one of the big issues I struggle with this in this game. I've got the knowledge and the muscle memory to do whatever I need to, but figuring out exactly what I want to build is always the hard part for me. I frequently get hung up on the design process instead of the build process. Who says drill harder, make a black hole. I don't know if... I don't know if drilling out... I mean, if you mean a black hole like a large hole that's pitch black when you fall into it, I could do that pretty easily. But I don't know if drilling out a hole in the moon is going to create a black hole, because I feel like I should be pumping more mass into one spot if I want that, instead of drilling out and removing it. Unless you mean make a drilling rig so big that it holds so much stone that it turns into a black hole when it collapses on itself. If that's what you mean, I wish I could do that. I'm so tempted to eat the expired slop. But I'm gonna go ahead and wait until I'm either closer to dying anyway. Already have died once so that my stats reset anyway. Like, I don't want to risk my currently high food levels and everything and somewhat decent survival time. Alright, so I'm gonna grab some basic materials here. Test out the idea that I had. Basically, what I was thinking of in terms of the second base design that I was describing. Would be along the lines of, say, this being like the centralized building. And then I would have little branching walkways like this that would lead to call this like, say, a storage room, or maybe even like the battery, like the power room. Have this kind of be a centralized living area. Have another split path that leads off to some kind of like ore refining area. See if I can... Apparently I do not have windows unlocked. Oh, I need to full build one interior block for that? That's fine. In fact, the one that I'll build is the one supporting the turret here, so that if it gets broken, the turret doesn't just fall off. But I'm sure you understand the idea that I'm trying to describe here. The idea would be to have these windows forming like the wall coming up here and over the top. That way when you're walking in the transitional hallways between the different base sections, you can kind of look up and see everything above you. I'm a big fan of the view from this position that I found. I love the idea of actually utilizing windows to make sure I can properly see things. Being able to see the station there, the planets in the distance, and the one very close there. It's such a nice view. It'd be a shame to build a full metal base that hides it. I might have to go with this design. I really like it. I mean, I like what I have in my head. We'll see if I can make it actually come to fruition properly. But I think that's the style I'm going to go with, and the overall layout I'll kind of expand and build as needed. The main thing I'm thinking is that I'll want a separate resource area, like a storage area, refining and assembly, power storage like batteries, and probably a reactor once I can start to find uranium. I like the idea of like a decorative living quarters because, you know, why not? I think one of the bigger priorities for now, though, probably be to expand the algae production and take a look at starting to set up using the seeds for fruit and vegetables. Because there are more advanced recipes I already have unlocked in the food processor. I'm just not sure what they take or exactly how all that works since it's the newest update. Fly out here to the signal and grab whatever it's got for me while I think about next steps. Okay, this thing straight up has a gun and is rotating, so I'm a little concerned of letting it aim at me. I've set the relative inertial dampeners, so I should just be able to kind of back it and juke it here. First things first, I'm disabling your gun. Get out of here with that. Are you turning? Oh, okay, it smiled at me when it sees me. I'm hoping it wasn't programmed to smile at me as it opened fire when I get in front of it. That would just be rude. Oh. Didn't even drop a little container, so I'm assuming the gun didn't even have ammo. Yay, more thruster components. Oh no. I mean, fair enough. None of those parts are valuable. The thruster components are, however, so I'm going to go ahead and drop probably these large steel tubes. Got a meal pack with food paste and expired slop. Alright, those last few parts don't matter too much. Before I head back to base, I'm going to go ahead and drop off, or I'm going to stop by the station here and see if they have any new missions for me, because I can actually start to earn some reputation and credits now that I've got basic resources and assembling ready. Though this station does not sell ships, I'll still have to build all of my own ships. Hit up acquisition contracts. Radio components, easy. Gravity components, not as easy. $979 construction components, but 1.5 mil credits. That actually feels kind of worth it. And construction components, though they do take up a decent volume, I don't think they're actually all that expensive. I think the bigger issue for something like this will be having a ship capable of carrying all the items at once to the station. But with those thruster components I got from the pods, I should hopefully be able to make one that can at least come this high up above the moon without having to travel too far. Rockets, oof, actually almost feel like they're worth buying because they contain platinum and uranium. And you can use the assembler to dismantle the rockets to get those resources back. It's very small amounts, but until I can find an ore deposit for either of those, or some other source that I can salvage for them, buying the rockets may be a decent way to get some of the small amounts of those two materials. Ramen packets? No way. You just... I'm going to assume these are, because they're so cheap, just blank data pads that you can put your own information into. I'll go ahead and buy one though and see if it contains anything by default.
Meteor storm inbound.
Okay, I can buy some of the different food components here for better recipes. It actually does. Where is that station? Oh, my next station it says. Super far away. Okay. That's not going to be reasonable to try to get to till I have a jump drive. But try two more of these with my starting credits and see if they also have new stations. Okay, check these coordinates. Okay, they are all different stations. One 2.6 Yeah, 2.6 thousand kilometers. Roughly equal distance for the other IMEX, and the SMCK is way further. I'm just gonna turn those signals off entirely for now and worry about hitting up those stations way later when I have a large ship with a jump drive. Well, actually my inventory's already full, so no reason to fly out there for that signal just yet. I'm gonna go grab this unknown signal, head back to base, and then probably take a short break while I assess what the next step of the plan is, or decide if I'm gonna end up switching games.
Energy low. Energy critical.
God damn, my aim is good. All I did was toggle the jetpack on and off to control speed there, but once I had picked my landing spot, I just let it go. I didn't think I was going to gently land right on the solar panel. Okay, those buffs are actually significant. I saw the movement speed 104% last time and didn't think much of it, but 10% bonus to everything and reduced oxygen consumption is absolutely worthwhile. Those survival buffs are probably going to be ridiculous if I'm going to die with no energy as soon as I unlock my first level of buffs. Oh no! That's actually way more than I thought it would be. energy and everything is looking good. If I'm actually going to commit to expanding the base, or I should say building out a floor plan for long-term base building, it's probably going to take a while. So I think, like I said before, I think I'm just going to take a break for right now and kind of reassess the situation, decide if I want to commit like another half hour to an hour of just base building here, or if I'm going to wind up wanting to switch game. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the game right here, switch over to my break screen, and I will try to be back in approximately 10 minutes or so. I'll set a timer for myself. Alright, I have returned. Sorry, it took longer than expected. But I did decide that I'm going to go ahead and switch games. Because I feel like I need to come up with a bit more of a plan for what I'd like to do in Space Engineers before I just start randomly doing stuff again. Because I'm still in the early stages where there's some necessities that need to be completed before I'm really free to just do anything. So the idea of just kind of having fun and messing around, slowing down my progress towards actually getting some vehicles and more progress made. I'm going to go ahead and save this game here and exit out. And I'm going to switch over to a different game called Legend of Grimrock. Legend of Grimrock is more of an old school dungeon crawl type game. It's one that I've played in the past but never got very far in. And lately I've been wanting to try and commit to actually getting some progress in that game and seeing more of what it has to offer. And since it's more of a kind of game that presents you with somewhat obvious obstacles or challenges, even if the solution isn't always obvious, I feel like that'll help keep me focused on just trying to push forward instead of figuring out what it is I want to do in the game. just taking a moment to go ahead and update the stream details to show that I'm switching games. Okay. Looks like everything is set up correctly for Grimrock here. I'm gonna go ahead and start a new save so that I can actually do a new one for the stream specifically, even though I have a couple of old ones I started on but never got far in. Kinda just thinking normal difficulty with standard, like the default party. Though custom character creation is always fun. I feel like would probably give me a lot more of an edge in this game if I were to make a custom party. Now we'll just do normal mode, default characters, and start. Okay. Had to go help the dogs for a second, but I am back. Looking like now that it's not doing the intro music, the game is very quiet. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit. Alright, so I recall from before that somewhere in this starting area there it is right there. Button for a secret door. Then grab this torch. Get some free shoes and a free shuriken for the throwing weapons character. I don't know why, but I have a hunch that there's something else here that I missed last time. Unless it really is just that one little door for a couple of free items. Alright, I'm not going to waste too much time looking. I doubt there's actually extra secrets at the start. Do have a habit of checking all the walls as I go for buttons, though. Okay, there we go. Number keys to be able to open that inventory. Oh, this guy has starting 6 evasion. Let's... Already wondering if I should just stack evasion on this guy and put protection on the Minotaur. Minotaur has like 50% extra health. Part of me feels like putting protections on him. Wait. Okay, so that lowers his accuracy by quite a bit. But it does increase the damage by a ton as well. Super low dexterity. So he doesn't hit often, but he's gonna hit hard. I give him mild protection, let the other guy have some extra defensive stats just because he doesn't have the extra health. Go ahead and put the torch on the button and throw the rocks to use as weapons. An extra free rock. Not seeing any more of those secret buttons. This is one of those games that just has me constantly paranoid about missing secrets because they're very hard to spot if you're trying to move quickly. Loose rock, it says. There's the button right there. Hello, slimy boy. Easy takedown. I'm surprised everyone hit that time. Last time I was starting out trying this game, it felt like my characters were just missing 50% of their hits. I almost forgot they actually have the free look function. Oh, there's two of them down there. And the other one's on his way. Guess I should have waited another half second for him to actually move before I threw the rock. Give me those snail slices. In case I get snacky. I'm gonna turn it up a little bit more again. Still feel like it's pretty quiet. Close the pit, something needs to fly. Oh, I didn't mean to throw all the rocks. Threw all three in one throw, hold on. That immediately has me asking the question, can I click them like this and throw all three and do 3 times the damage? Instead of right-clicking to throw one at a time from the character inventory? You can't fly, what can? I already solved the puzzle. I just wanted to see if there was anything in the hole. Alright. I already have the hunch I missed a button somewhere for some kind of secret. I'm gonna try not to backtrack too much and just kind of scan as I go. Hello, snail. I want to try something real quick, actually. Goodbye, snail. I think I get no XP if I don't kill them, though, so I feel like trying to eliminate all the enemies is probably a good idea. And as I'm sure you may have noticed, when I was using the mage's open hands, it allows him to spellcast, but you have to do the right rune configuration, as well as meeting the proper skill level of the right, well, for whatever spell you're trying to cast. So my starting spell is just Fire Burst with the top left rune. And unfortunately, it does not teach you the right rune combinations just for leveling up and unlocking a spell. You still have to figure it out. So, hopefully we'll find enough of those scrolls to be able to give me some more options for magic as I level up. Oh, there's two snails here. There's one behind him. Oh, there's three of them. Okay. The answer was no, it does not do a ton of extra damage if you throw all the rocks. And now I'm out of throwing weapons for that backline character. Go ahead and check this room for buttons real quick. Aha. And there's the button. I knew there was going to be one somewhere around here. Now I just need to figure out what that opened. Actually, I'm not sure if that even opened anything. Now I have to try something else. Yeah, it just opens this door. But then it... Okay, so if, interesting. If I have to put a item on the switch there anyway to get out, I'm not sure why there's the button to open it. Unless the button is there specifically to confuse me, which would not surprise me at this point. I hear movement. Oh! That's way more mushroom guys than I thought were going to be behind that door. I saw at least 3 of them. I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at all this equipment that I found. I think I just continue to stack evasion on this guy. It says attack power +1, willpower -1. I really don't know if that's actually worth it. For just 1 extra damage on the attack power. Alright, let's go mushroom guys. I'm gonna try to just funnel you into the hallway, take you out one at a time. Got my kunai back, got my shuriken back. All my rocks and throwing weapons back. One more back here somewhere, right? 2 more, okay. Still gonna try and make sure that I don't let myself get surrounded. Not sure if this game utilizes the same mechanics that a lot of others do, but I'm assuming that if something gets behind me, I basically don't have a chance of dodging it. So letting myself get surrounded would be a very bad idea. My front line's already taken a beating just from those few guys. Not seeing any little secret buttons. Oh, there we go. Open this wall here so I can get the other eyeball gemstone thing. And there's a button. Compare these two here. Attack power 5, speed 16. Attack power 7, speed 20, and accuracy plus 5. The accuracy bonus has me tempted to throw that on this guy. That'll give him positive 2 accuracy instead of negative 7 at the cost of 6 damage. Go ahead and put the club in his other hand though, as it may be better to still use that. Against the snails it looked like he was still still hitting pretty consistently. I've probably got plenty of torches, but I'm going to keep grabbing them until I need to start dropping them. Oh. Not the skeletons. Hit for 9. Come on, guy. Yeah, that hits for 15. That's a significant amount more. Use the knife a few more times just to see. See, with the speed on, it's nice because much better at doing the sidestep quick strikes. Okay. It's way tankier than I thought he would be. But 3 tower shield and there it is. 3 spear. Turned around, I see a button right here. No idea what that... Oh, another one here. I guess that's what that opens. No buttons on the wall in here, right? Okay. Magical staff's powerful weapon when wielded by a potent mage. The staff lets me cast magic. Does it actually provide stat bonus? Just energy plus 5, so higher stamina. What's this other one say? Great rewards can be found behind these doors. To gain access, look carefully for small details and use your wit. Done. I found both the buttons before I realized you were going to tell me that. Though to be fair, they are both right next to the door. Looking at the map, I'm not seeing any areas that I've missed. There's Crystal of Life. Touch to regain and restore life. Well, Poison Cloud is just the bottom left rune. Requires Earth Magic 3 though. Pretty sure my guy starts with 0 Earth Magic. Yeah, since he's by default Fire Mage. Alright, well, we'll touch this. Go ahead and heal. Game saved. Actually gonna... I'm gonna keep the tower shield on that guy. What stats does that give? Evasion plus 5, okay. I guess that, oh, okay. So I guess block would count just as evading the attack. I'll give him evasion 7, protection 6. Guy's got evasion 11, protection 6, so I think we're good. Of course I can't hit him through there. Ow! Okay, that was a mistake. Maybe don't cast the fire explosion when you're cornered up against a wall, because that just chunked my whole party. I didn't think that the portcullis grated wall there was actually going to reflect the fire back at me. Ooh, 30 damage spear crit from the back row? Pull this lever. Fight me, snails. Nice. Kontar Stone Skull. I didn't even check the characters' names. Okay, that's the first guy, the human here. This Minotaur's name is just Mork. We found a hood and a rock. Rocks are always useful. I'm seeing no buttons. A little skeptical that they'd throw a secret button right next to the stairwell to the bottom, or the second floor. Alright, I guess we need to find a key. Alright, no more enemies should be able to hit me here at the moment, so I'm going to take a second to look at new gear that I found. Little extra protection on the guy that has no extra health. Like, no new item. Alright. So I get 4 skill points on this guy. I guess I get weapon skills for hitting certain ability thresholds. Armor proficiencies for leveling up armor makes total sense. Do I actually have any armor that gives me penalties at the moment? No, it doesn't look like it. Athletics seems decent for reduced food consumption rate. Armor proficiency, though, probably seems better. At the moment, I've got tons of snail slices to eat if I need to. I need 10 points to be able to get the first skill unlock for the weapon. I put 1 point into the swords for the +1 strength there. Probably just going to leave him as a sword specialist. And athletics seems good, but I'm going to go ahead and throw the other 3 points here into armor to give him +10 health. Now he's up to 77. Nice. Alright, Minotaur guy. Sorry, Mr. Mork. He's got 1 skill point by default for maces, and that's it. Yeah, he doesn't even have enough points to unlock 2 of the passive benefits here, because I was hoping to give him enough to unlock the Vitality +1 and Protection +1. I think that here it says by increasing the skill, your attack power, accuracy, which is what I was looking for, and chance of performing special attacks increases. Got -7 with the mace at the moment. I'm gonna go ahead and put 4 points in that. Got more attack power, better accuracy. Dump the 1 point in the armor so that next level up I can grab that protection bonus for 1 point. She specializes in throwing weapons by default. Kind of got a mix of different things here. Okay, so Assassination gives reach attack to hit from the back row with any melee weapon, and that seems huge. But 12 points means, and starting at 0 means I couldn't even get it till I hit level 3 or 4, level up 3 times. And it would take all of my points just to get the reach attack. Backstabbing seems okay, but in my experience so far it's hard to actually get directly behind an enemy. That's a tough one, because she already has the spear and throwing weapons, so I don't necessarily need the reach attack. But I like the idea of building around reach attack with dagger crits. I'm just going to wait to spend her level ups until later, actually. The mage guy, I'm just going to put the 3 points into earth magic for that poison cloud spell that we found a scroll for. And torn between spellcraft, because level 5 there gives me 2 additional spells. Yeah, I'm just going to do the spellcraft there, put 2 points into spellcraft next level up and get whatever those 2 new spells are. Alright. Torch is starting to fade. No, no enemies in here. Found another one of those good knives. Give me that rock. Down at the end of this hallway was that other door. Oh no. Not more mushroom guys. Not the AoE poison guy. Dodge him as much as I can right now. Oh no, no, oh, they're ranged too, okay. Ugh. Seems like I can't even dodge that, it just hits everybody in the party. I had no idea that the tiny mushroom guys were going to be one of the biggest threats to my party's health. Ah! Not big mushroom brother. Come on, team, quit missing. Oh, hey, a compass. And the key. That... Nice. Machete for the guy that specializes in swords. Attack power 9, speed 15. Attack power 7, speed 20, accuracy 5. What's on the other side? 15-8 or 11-9. Definitely thinking the 15-8 is going to be the way to go. Seems like the weapon skills do have a noticeable impact even at low amounts if you use the right weapon type, which better just assume that's how that works. Oh, his inventory's full. Need to distribute some of this food throughout the party. Ah, there it is. Apparently walked right past the door that I needed the key for. Go ahead and get everyone to eat some of that snail slice. Relatively safe. Okay. Wait, that is my... Yeah, that's my almost dead torch, but it seems to be full brightness if I put it on the wall. Throw a little protection on the mage in the back line. Oh yeah, he's by far the lowest health. And now that I know some of the enemies are going to be able to hit him even early on, kind of want to make sure he's not totally defenseless. Evasion -10. Got heavy armor. Over these. Protection decreases physical damage of attacks. Means that the poison hitting that guy in the back row wouldn't even be affected by the protection anyway. And we'll give the Minotaur the heavy helm. I plan to make him heavy armor later eventually anyway. Wow, he just stayed facing that way, waiting for me to move in front of him. Seems like the AI is not actually nearly as stupid as I tried to think it was. Or maybe it's just that I'm stupid and I walked in front of the direction he was still facing. Who knows? Oh, hey, free key. Not seeing a button there. I mean, you can't get into that one. Doesn't look like there's a button inside that cell either. But I see the arrows back there in this one. There has to be a way to get into that one. Ah, there's a button. And there's my... oh, poison arrows. Nice. Only I had a bow to actually shoot with. My... use the almost dead torches to trigger the pressure plates again. Ah! Didn't think there was going to be some weird bird butt right in front of my face. Okay. Looking like there is a decent amount of paths and options here. Since this one just has the pull chain, I'm going to use this one first since I'm right here. I don't like the look of an empty room with a plate in the middle, pressure plate. Oh, we'll go here. In the holding cells. A skeleton. Ooh, and a bag. Easy bag. Right click to open. We've got light armor that'll have a penalty without the skill. I'm just going to throw all of the food that I can into this bag for now. These are... okay, yeah. So... I check how close he is to leveling up. I can. About halfway, and I need one more level up to get the light armor proficiency to make this stuff worth using. Where'd that skeleton go? There he is. Their shield and another spear. He gets such a heavy evasion penalty with that heavy helmet. But if I'm understanding this correctly, and protection is like a 1-to-1 damage reduction for physical, then he's almost immune to the physical hits from a lot of these enemies in the early game, even with that evasion penalty. Which almost makes me feel like it's worth taking off all of his extra evasion equipment. Or, wait a minute. Did I figure it out? Now this guy's got 11 protection, 11 evasion. Now he's got 12 and a positive 2 evasion. I'm gonna hope that that's better than just having almost 20 protection on this guy. Not a fan of negative values if I'm not 100% sure how they work. Go back through the portal, that's right. Yeah, that makes me like this room even less. Any buttons on the wall in here? I'm gonna check these other paths before I do the whatever the grave room does. It's just snails. I don't think I need weapons to fight them. Especially if I can use the magic. Oh, okay. Opened before I unequipped all the weapons. Quick, put some new weapons on these guys. Oh, okay, it doesn't last too long. I was worried that the poison cloud was going to linger and kind of blocked off my own route. Let's give that guy's mace back. Give you Shetty back. And the door locks. Yes, I do need to put... Let's throw the basic little starter knife on there. I've got both the keys, so that room that says enter thy grave is optional. Pointy shoes? Those do. Oh, 1 protection. Oh, +1 dexterity is actually not bad. Because it seems like you only really earn those stats from either leveling up or maybe it's just from upgrading your skills. Dexterity is the ability to move quickly and perform maneuvers that demand accuracy and a keen eye. Accuracy and evasion are based on character's dexterity. Almost tempted to give this guy the pointy shoes. Ugh. Use the yawn. I feel like the... Oh, let me check. If it only adds... Yeah, +1 accuracy. Big evasion penalty for losing those boots. Not worth it. Give those to her for now. Give me my knife back. That room doesn't need to stay open. Oh my god, I used 2 keys to open the room and I need 2 more to get out. Go ahead and heal right here. Okay, good, that saves the game. I feel like half of this stuff is junk I could probably get rid of. Okay, so there's 2 pull chains for the side doors. I'm gonna go back and do that grave room. Hop out for a fresh torch. No buttons on the walls in here. Alright, bring it. Oh, skeleton soldier. Okay. Yeah, I thought I heard another wall opening. And a okay. Okay, good, he went down. I was really worried I was about to get fully surrounded by armored soldiers. And I'm cornered. Thankfully that guy was already low. Did exactly the thing I kept saying I didn't want to do, which was backing myself into a corner. Get sideswiped. Ow. I don't actually think I need a bunch of shields and spears. Especially, yeah, because they're heavy. Grab what I can and reassess the inventory when I get back to the safe room. Are there any buttons inside these rooms? Bone amulet. That do. Oh, my movement speed actually is affected because this guy's slowed down. I'm going the wrong way. Bone amulet can go to the Minotaur guy. Mork seems like the guy that would wear the bones of his enemies. Tempting to give everybody one spear and one shield. I also don't think these scrolls are any kind of useful once I'm already past the point that they reference. Ooh, Ice Shard Scroll. Fires Ice Magic 3, bottom left and bottom right. Problem is, I don't think I want to... I don't think it's a good idea to split my level ups among all the different schools of magic, because I feel like that means I'm just going to have like one starter spell for every element, but I'm not sure how big elemental resistances play into the combat later, so it might actually be a really good idea to have one of every type of element. Oh, hello. Go ahead and hit the crystal, full heal again, save again real quick. I'm going to pause it. Alright, I am going to go ahead and transition over to the break screen again. Take a quick AFK to refill my drinks, probably grab something to eat, and be back in about 10 to 15 minutes to decide what the new plan is, whether I'm going to keep playing this game or switch to another one again. or whether or not we may just call this the end of the stream for now and pick it up again later. I will be back after this break, and I will let you know. Alright, I just saw what time it was, and my dog is wanting me to take a break and go play with her, so I'm going to go ahead and call it the end of the stream right now. I want to say, obviously, big thanks to everybody who stopped by. I'm definitely going to try to pick up both of these games again in the future, and try to make some more progress on both once I have a better plan on what to do for Space Engineers. But I hope everybody has a good night, and I will catch you next time.